Hey everyone, what's going on? Sorry for the delay here. It's taking YouTube forever to connect to the stream through OBS and all that other stuff. So big thank you to Google again for kind of screwing things up. But hey, they took away Hangouts. We do what we got to do, and regardless, we're live. So I'll take that. But wow, we have got a lot to talk about this evening. I want to do a quick rant because look, obviously, you guys, I think everyone's this is old news now. I think at this point, um, everyone has kind of heard. Everyone has heard kind of what's transpired as it regards to The Last of Us 2. And look, it's been a great week, news week for gaming. We had Inside Xbox. We had State of Play, Sony's event for the PlayStation 4. We saw new footage for The Last of Us 2. A lot of us were hyped, excited about this game. And big shout out to everyone in the live chat, by the way. Thank you guys for coming by and hanging out with me for this quick rant. Remember, hit that like button. Appreciate the support, guys. Um, if you haven't done so, hit the notification bell as well. Notifies you when content goes up or when we go live here on YouTube. So, but yeah, I mean, this is big news for the PlayStation 4 and The Last of Us 2, and maybe not big news in the kind of news that maybe Naughty Dog wants out there, but we have confirmation this evening, or today, I should say, that in fact the multiplayer mode for The Last of Us 2 is not going to make the retail launch version of this game. So a lot of people are disappointed. I look here. I totally get the disappointment, guys. I get people being disappointed. I understand people being upset about the multiplayer not being there. If you played the multiplayer Last of Us, uh, I actually think it's probably one of the more underrated uh, gameplay modes of the Last of Us. Everyone's always talk about Ellie and Joel and the clickers and Sarah and uh, all the memorable characters, the memorable story of the Last of Us, and the ending of the game and how memorable that was. But a lot of people don't talk about the multiplayer. The multiplayer was actually pretty solid. So a lot of people don't talk about that. Um, Noximus in the live chat says it's quite a shame. I really was expecting for them to refine what they already had and expand it because it really is an excellent multiplayer. It's a great point, man. It is. I think it's a lot. I think that's a lot of the disappointment that we have with this game. Now, um, God, I really can't. I'll say this. If you go on LinkedIn, you'll see. J Street says I'm not buying it. Strike. Um, yeah, no, I know you're kidding, man. But there are some people out there. There's some people that are like, "Oh, I'm canceling my pre-order." And I tell you what, look, as a gamer, it's okay if you're upset about this stuff. But I've seen message boards. I've seen people lob homophobic slurs um, at Neil Druckmann. I've seen people say some awful things directed towards the developers at Naughty Dog. And it's like, yo, it's like, okay, look, you're upset, you're disappointed, I'm disappointed, but I don't think this is a cause to raise arms and to um, get upset and hurl racial slurs or homophobic slurs at Neil Druckmann and company at Naughty Dog. That's taking it way, way too far. I can think of more important things to get concerned about, like, oh, I don't know, maybe our president of the United States, wink, wink. Distracted by Life says, I don't care about multiplayer, even though it's a nice option. Maybe it's because I don't have a PC Master Race membership. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. Um, Yeah, and look, I get it. I'm disappointed. I was looking forward to playing the multiplayer. Like Noximus said, I thought they were going to refine and build upon that. Now, if you've gone to Naughty Dog's LinkedIn profile, they still do have a job advertisement for for multiplayer developers. They're hiring for that position. Now, typically on LinkedIn, and I can kind of speak to this because I'm in that space. Um, I won't tell you what company I work for, but I'm a senior talent acquisition manager for a company, but I can't well, I can't disclose what company I work for. But anyhow, but I do post things on LinkedIn, and we do post jobs postings on LinkedIn. When those jobs are no longer open, or they've been filled, or if we're no longer hiring for that position because maybe it got canceled. Like as I said, if it got filled, got canceled, those postings immediately come down from LinkedIn. Those jobs are still up, and Naughty Dog themselves acknowledged the fact that those games are still um, up. And this is per Anthony Newman at Naughty Dog, who said, um, attentive readers will have noticed our job postings likely referencing opening positions for multiplayer roles at the company. The postings don't detail which games. The postings don't detail which games or franchises these positions are working on. But look, guys, I think you can read between the lines here. Here's why I think this Mo got canceled. One, I'm hearing that it's the single player campaign's on 2 disc. I'm hearing it's a 30 to 40 hour campaign. It is a massive endeavor. J Street says that Jay, who put the tweet out? Neil Druckmann, or was it Anthony Newman? Yeah, if someone can link the tweet in the live chat, I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to look for it right now. I don't see it. Um, I don't see this tweet, and I'm trying to find it. All right. Anyhow, okay. All right. J Street saying Neil Druckmann just tweeted this out. All right. So here. Okay. So this my understanding is that okay. This game is the most ambitious game that Naughty Dog's ever worked on in scale size. I mean, these guys are crunching right now. Probably they're putting in 80-hour work weeks to get to this game to get ready for release. So Naughty Dog just tweeted this out 9:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an update regarding multiplayer. And I was going to mention this. I'm glad they tweeted this out, but we want to address multiplayer in The Last of Us Part 2. As we stated, the single player campaign is far and away the most ambitious project Naughty Dog has ever undertaken. Likewise, development began on the evolution of our factions mode from The Last of Us Part 1. This vision of the team grew beyond an additional mode that could be included with our enormous single player campaign. Does that sound like Battle Royale to you guys? Oh, I don't know. Call me crazy. Maybe it does. Irrelevant Native says multiplayer is coming, but it will launch on PS5. Okay, so Irrelevant, you beat me to the punch here. Um, I believe, I strongly believe that this game the multiplayer will eventually launch. It's not ready. It's very ambitious, very large. Again, involves the factions, but it's on another scale, and it's going to be something that's going to be available next console generation on the PS5 to take advantage of that hardware. So, um, so this is why this game and watch what's going to happen. We're going to see we're also going to see a remaster of The Last of Us 2 on the PlayStation 5. It's going to be a cross generational game, and if you don't think it is, you're fooling yourself because look, They The Last of Us launched towards the end of last console generation on the PlayStation 3. It's doing the same thing. It's launched in February. You know, 10 months, 9 months before we could presumably think that the release of the PlayStation 5 is going to happen sometime in November of 2020. So this game's coming February 2020. And yeah, I'm telling you, this game's on 2 discs. All right? That's how massive this game is. It's on 2 discs. And it's going to release on the PlayStation 5 and also take advantage of the PlayStation 5 hardware when that platform comes out. So, look, I get everyone being upset, but this thing's gonna come out on the PlayStation 5. All right, so go back to what Naughty Dog just tweeted out. The Last of Us 1, the vision of the team grew beyond additional mode that could be included with our enormous single player campaign. Wanting to support both visions, we made the difficult choice that The Last of Us Part 2 would not include the online mode. And look, if you got to, if you look, these guys are crunching right now. They're crunching. They're working those. They're in crunch mode right now. Those 80-hour work weeks are real, and they're in there, and they had to make a decision. Do we make release? And there's a lot of pressure on them from Sony. There's a lot of pressure on them for this game to be better than like Red Dead. Given the scale of this game, there's a lot of pressure on them. So they had to make that tough choice. Now, again, I understand everyone being upset. I understand everyone being mad. What I don't agree with is, uh, the name calling and stuff, the derogatory comments. That stuff's not. We don't look. We don't need that. We're gamers. We don't need. We shouldn't behave like that. This is why politicians think that gamers are lunatics, that we're easily influenced by violent games because we act like fools sometimes, and they see this. Octopus says those kinds of reactions are really ridiculous. So, to read the rest of the statement here, they go on to say, however, you will eventually experience the fruits of our team's online ambition, but not as part of The Last of Us Part 2. When and where it will be realized is still to be determined, but rest assured, as we are as a big fan of factions as the rest of our community and are excited to share more when it's ready. So I think it's going to be a battle royale faction multiplayer mode on giant maps, leveraging the power of the PlayStation 5. So this thing's still coming. This thing is still coming. It's just been delayed, and I don't think it doesn't sound like they could get what they wanted to do running on the PlayStation 4. It sounds like whatever they had planned, overly ambitious. Let's put it back to the PS5. We're still going to get the meat of The Last of Us 2 out, which is the single player campaign. We're going to release that on time, February 2020. Yeah, badass. Lord Tipsy says no multiplayer. It's still going to require 2 days. Yeah, it's just how big this game is. 30 to 40 hours. But look, outside of like Ryan Landis says, he's like he can't wait. Naughty Dog creates top shelf games. I am like everyone else. I'm still looking forward to this game. Like I'm yes, no multiplayer um, is not is kind of a downer. Um, but you know, we still have the campaign. The campaign is going to be epic. I mean, this again. We know Naughty Dog's pedigree. They're probably one of the best developers in the business, in the industry. We know their pedigree. And, for Druckmann and for these guys to come out and say, look, we're really working our asses off to give you guys a superb experience. We're working our asses off to create a a game for the ages, an ambitious game. You got to applaud them for that. I mean that's not easy to do. Making good games is not easy to do. Hey, just ask 343 Industries how easy it is to make Halo. I had to throw a little shade at Halo there because I won't mention their name. Someone on Twitter posted that Halo Infinite is at least going to release with all its content, and I'm just like, oh boy, here we go. I guarantee you that The Last of Us 2 will be uh, will be even more critically well received than Halo Infinite. And I'm not even. I have some concerns about Halo Infinite, but I'm not gonna get into that because then people are gonna think I'm trashing the Xbox. No, I'm not. I'm not trashing the Xbox. Noximus says the game is going to be phenomenal. About that, I have no doubt. And if the multiplayer does eventually come to fruition, then I'll enjoy that. I'll enjoy it then. But I'm day one, Last of Us 2, brother. Yeah, I am too. I'm not canceling my pre-order. I'm not doing all that nonsense. I've seen people do that. I'm not doing that, or say they're going to do it. Again, I understand people being upset. I get that, and I'm not saying you shouldn't be upset. But the online harassing and the name calling, making racial slurs, making homophobic comments towards these developers, that's not cool. It's not cool at all. We got to do better than that, gaming community. But I got to be honest with you. Me personally, in some ways, I'm glad the multiplayer got delayed because you know how much shit's coming out? You know how many games are dropping Q1 of 2020? Ori 2, The Last of Us 2. Can we say Cyberpunk? I feel like I'm missing another game in there. There's definitely another big release that's happening early next year. But I'm telling you, oh, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Boom. Ryan says, yeah, Ryan, I am on record as saying kill Master Chief because I think they should. I think they need to do something drastic. I just don't find Master Chief as a very interesting character anymore. Look, I've been on Halo for eight for I've been on Halo for 20 years now at this point. And I know you're gonna say, "Oh, what about Mario? What about Nintendo? Zelda?" Whoa. How many different iterations of Mario have we seen, or different iterations of Zelda have we seen? We've seen a realistic-looking Zelda, a cel-shaded Zelda, a kid Zelda. But not only that, those games, Nintendo's are masters at incorporating new gameplay mechanics and experiences into their first-party franchises, and that keeps those games feeling fresh. Irrelevant says too much for 2020. I'm not buying any games from here on out. Dude, I hear you, man. Badass Lord Tipsy says The Last of Us was special. I'm an Xbox guy, but The Last of Us kept me engaged until I completed it. I would think about it all day at work. The little guitar riff room, the home screen was engraved in my head. Ashton says, "Bro, Naughty Dog just responded. They said multiplayer would get its own game, like standalone." Yeah, that's what I was just reading too, man. And it's gonna be. I'd say it's gonna be like a battle royale mode with factions. And why not capitalize on the battle royale craze, right? Everyone else is doing it. Be surprised to see Halo Infinite incorporate a battle royale mode. Imagine like battle royale if they brought back Blood Gulch from the original Halo. That would be actually that may be pretty fucking cool. I might get down with that. But yeah, when I heard earlier though that this game that it was they weren't launching it, it wasn't going to come with the game. I said to myself, I was like, yeah, I still think this is going to come later on, especially knowing that posting was still out there. Because like I said, when you post on LinkedIn, if a job's not open anymore, either because it's been canceled or filled, you're immediately taking it. You're immediately taking that posting down because you don't want people. Obviously, you don't want people to apply. Now, when you go back to what Anthony Newman said, he said multiplayer will not be included with The Last of Us Part Two. Um, he didn't say they're never going to do it either. Ashton says a battle royale called The Last of Us. So fitting. Yeah, that'd be great. Give all those factions. Ryan says if Tetris can make battle royale, there's no game that can't be battle royale. It's funny, man. I'm kind of over the battle royale craze. I went through my PUBG phase. I actually did like PUBG a lot, had fun, but I'm over it. I have no interest. No interest in Fortnite. No interest in going back to PUBG. No interest in Black Ops 4. Yeah, and I don't. If it's um, I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to PUBG one day. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I will. Try it on PC now that I have a decent gaming rig. Well, guys, let me know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you're extremely upset still, even after Naughty Dog's update at 9:22 Eastern Standard Time, about 34 minutes ago. Let me know in the live chat. Let me know in the comment section, guys, if you could care less whether or not the multiplayer is not launching with The Last of Us 2 day one. I'll tell you what, guys, those special editions look nice. I need to. I have Last of Us pre-ordered, um, but I did my pre-order such a long time ago. I got to go back and change it now so I can get one of those special editions. I'm not gonna get like I think there's like a $200 one with like a backpack. I don't know if you guys seen that. It's pretty aggressive. I know my boy Forte will probably get it, but nope, not me. I'm not gonna do that. I just I love the steel case books. I don't know about spending like $200-300 on like special edition stuff. That's like, yeah, that's not me. Not me at all. But I will say this, guys. Personally, I am still excited, super hyped for this game, and I'm glad to hear that it's like a 30, 40 hour situation. We're gonna get a lot of gameplay from this game, and I just can't wait. I mean, it just looking at the trailer, um, the trailer from Tuesday. I mean, the game just looked on a just grander scale. Ryan says, "You think they'll make The Last of Us 2 special console?" I would imagine, right? And there's that rumored PlayStation Experience or whatever it's called event that might take place in February. That's been rumored for a while. Maybe they make that announcement where they're going to tease the PlayStation 5, same way they did PlayStation 4 in February, and then later on the year talk about it more at E3. Sony will be back at E3 again this year, giving the whole, letting everyone know what the PlayStation 5 is going to be in terms of specs, games, stuff like that. Um, Release date, and then you know, I think if they do a Last of Us 2 console special edition console run, I think they would probably announce that at the February event. Ryan said the Death Stranding console should have had a bunch of crates stacked on it. You know what they should have done? They should have put one of those babies in it, made it like that clear yellow, and put a baby in it. Not a real baby. Ricardo says, really, are people comparing because no multiplayer mode in The Last of Us 2? Oh, you mean complaining? Yes, people are complaining. Corey Dillon says, I think there's people out there begging for this game to fail, and will latch on to anything they can do to talk shit. You know what? I never understood that mindset of wanting a game to fail. I don't agree with that. We shouldn't want games to fail. Come on, guys. We're gamers. The thing that kills me about like people who argue about video games or who put themselves like in these virtual world, these virtual Twitter factions, is at the end of the day, I mean, we all love the same thing, gaming. I don't understand the division at times. I get it. It's a platform thing, but still playing games. I don't get it. I'm gonna go back to the Naughty Dog Twitter account here, see if there's anything else. Colin Murati said, multiplayer only The Last of Us game. He's like, I'll allow it. I hate multiplayer, but factions really grab me to the tune of 50 hours or so of my life. Yeah, so look, guys, factions battle royale mode, 2020, PS5. Corey says people are petty. Enrique, I agree, man. People are people, man. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. I just want to do a quick rant. Ryan Landis says, I've said it before, Twitter's a shit talking battle royale. Well said, sir. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this Brap Rant, guys. I just want to thank everyone for coming by and hanging out with me tonight. I try to get the stream started on time, and you know, I my frustration with YouTube and Google right now is that now we have to. I'm using OBS Streamlabs, so you got to put the stream key in the OBS Streamlabs, and you got to go live in OBS Streamlabs, and then OBS Streamlabs has to connect to um, the YouTube Studio, and then the preview comes on. Then you can go live, but it just took forever for the preview to come up, so it's just a pain in the ass. I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna get Stadia right. We'll watch Stadia work like flawlessly though. Imagine that. Imagine that. Ryan, thank you, Ryan. Ryan says great stream, man. Appreciate it, bro. By the way, guys, if anybody has a 4K TV and you're a football fan, if you get the Fox Sports app on your TV, you can actually watch the Eagles and Packers in 4K right now. I have it playing in the background. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I wish. I think there's. I think some of the cable providers are getting the stream, the direct 4K feed are actually implementing HDR or something. This what I'm watching right now does not have HDR, but it's 4K. I'd love to see football in HDR. See what that looks like. But anyhow, all right, guys. I'm going to call it a night. I want to try to get some gaming in this evening. And hey, guys, thanks again for coming by, hanging out with us, or me in particular. Ricardo says, Enrique, are you think PlayStation is going to stop making games for PlayStation 4 before the end of 2020? I think their first party stuff is going to stop with The Last of Us. I think you'll probably get some indie support, third party, but I think Sony's going to hit the ground running first party with PlayStation 5. I don't see them, putting the next God of War on PlayStation 4. It's not going to happen. They're going full throttle. So but But yeah, everyone, hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. Hit that bell notification, guys, too. Don't forget that so that you're notified when new content drops or when we go live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, all right, everyone. Thank you guys again. Appreciate you guys. Much love for everyone. We'll catch you guys next time. And I'm out. Peace.